When Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February the 24th, 2022, the U.S. ambassadorship to Ukraine was vacant. And it had been since May of 2019, when President Trump recalled Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch for refusing to go along with his quid pro quo scheme to force Ukraine into investigating Joe Biden and his family in exchange for U.S. military aid. The ambassadorship was finally filled 3 years later in May of 2022, 3 months into the war, when Bridget Brink was unanimously confirmed by the Senate. Brink brought vital and valuable experience to the post, having served multiple important senior roles in the diplomatic corps during her more than 25-year career, mainly in the shadow of the former Soviet Union, including at embassies in Serbia, Cyprus, Georgia, and Uzbekistan. And at the time of her confirmation, Brink was serving as ambassador to Slovakia, a position Donald Trump nominated her to in 2019. I last spoke to Ambassador Brink in Ukraine's capital of Kyiv 1 year into the war.
There's no one more than Ukrainians who want peace. Yeah. And that could happen tomorrow should Vladimir Putin decide to pull his troops and his equipment out of the country of Ukraine. What I can say also is that we all support a just and durable peace. And for a just peace, it has to be consistent with the UN Charter, which means consistent with sovereignty and territorial integrity of states. For a durable peace, it has to ensure that Russia cannot rest, refit, and return in 6 months or 1 year or 6 years.
Ambassador Brink spent her career defending U.S. interests in promoting democratic values abroad. However, in mid-April, she announced she was resigning from her ambassadorship. In a recent op-ed in the Detroit Free Press, the ambassador explained her reasoning, writing that while she respects, quote, the president's right and responsibility to determine U.S. foreign policy, the policy since the beginning of the Trump administration has been to put pressure on the victim, Ukraine, rather than on the aggressor, Russia. I cannot stand by while a country is invaded, a democracy bombarded, and children killed with impunity. I believe that the only way to secure U.S. interests is to stand up for democracies and to stand against autocrats. Peace at any price is not peace at all. It is appeasement. And history has taught us time and again that appeasement does not lead to safety, security, or prosperity. It leads to more war and suffering, end quote. My privilege to welcome Ambassador Bridget Brink back to the show. Ambassador, thank you for being with us.
Ali, thanks. Great to see you again.
Let's talk about this idea of what's going on in Ukraine, this idea that Donald Trump had. He said it was going to be day one, he'd have a peace agreement. There were ceasefire talks in Turkey. They led nowhere. President Trump's been saying that he's pushing for a ceasefire deal and lamenting the death toll. But he this week described the war as, quote, two young people fighting. And he said maybe it's better to let them fight for a while. And then he made a hockey analogy. This is problematic. It denies an understanding of what's actually at stake in between Russia and Ukraine.
Well, that's exactly right. I completely disagree with that analogy. I think a much better analogy is a playground bully who is much bigger and being brutally attacking and even trying to kill another kid on the playground while many others are around watching. And the question is, what are we going to do? Are we going to stand by and watch this happen, or are we going to stand up and stop the bully? And I think it's as simple as that.
When you and I talked in Kyiv, you were confident that a just and durable peace was possible. I assume you're still confident that it could happen. We just don't seem to be heading in that direction right now.
Yes, I support the end of this war, of Russia's war. And the way to do that is also to put pressure on Russia, which includes sanctions. So it means stopping Russia from being able to wage this war by increasing sanctions in the energy sector. And I know Congress has something teed up that can be passed very quickly to do this. It also requires going after the $300 billion in Russian sovereign assets, most of which are in Europe, which can be used to help buy U.S. weapons and help Ukraine rebuild and defend itself.
Let's talk about just the last couple of weeks. The Ukrainian drone attack across air bases across Russia was remarkable in terms of its scope and size, followed immediately by Russian drone strikes that were the largest since the war began. Russia is now ramping up its aerial attacks in Ukraine, especially with drones. They're sending several hundred a day. and they seem to be hitting civilian sites. Talk to me about what comes next, because this feels like we've seen in the last 2 weeks to 10 days a major escalation in the war.
Well, as I have said, without a strong response to Russia's aggression, to Vladimir Putin's waging of this war, as I said when I last spoke to you in Kyiv, trying to destroy a country, this war will continue. And so the key, if we see what happened over the last week or so, there has been quite a spectacular attack that Ukrainians did against Russian airfields and air bases all across Russia, about a half a dozen of them, very far from Ukraine. What that shows me is two things. One, what Ukraine can do. Two, that Ukraine is going to continue to fight. And I note that this is military bases and military targets that Ukrainians are hitting to try to defend themselves and to stop these aerial bombs and other missiles that are coming and drones that are coming at Ukrainian people all across the country. But the other thing also is that Russia has not stopped any of its attacks. And in fact, the attacks are increasing. And in the last few days, there has been a very large attack, one of the largest since the beginning of the war, of 400 drones and over 40 missiles that have attacked all across Ukraine, that have killed at least 4 people. And in addition to that, there's been a very recent attack in the last 2 days on Kharkiv. This is Ukraine's second largest city. It's quite near the front lines. It's a city, historic, cultural, industrial, and educational center, and it's being done to break the will of the Ukrainians. So Russia is not stopping. Putin has no interest in stopping, and I believe he is just stringing President Trump and all of us along.
I remember when you and I talked in Kyiv, I introduced you to my audience by describing some of the posts you've held and the places that you've worked, and the idea that you bring a lot of diplomatic experience, but you also bring experience in the region, which is important. You kind of have to know the history. You have to know that there may be different sides to this argument, but people have their beliefs, and in order to get a negotiated peace or a non-negotiated peace, you have to understand what people's motivations are. What do you do next? I was a little sad to see you leaving the diplomatic corps. What's next for you?
Well, after 3 years working in a war zone, I'm so happy to be back home in my home state of Michigan with my family. And I'm a person of service. I've dedicated my entire life to service. So I'm thinking about what I'll do next. I'm being encouraged to consider a run for Congress. I'm seriously thinking about it.
Well, we will stay close to you as that decision-making continues. We thank you for your service to your country over 25 years. Bridget Brink is the former United States ambassador to Ukraine.